Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Joffrey Noodle Legs here today with another Noodle film review. Today we're looking at again another Spanish classic from the 1970s, and it's Return of the Evil Dead. Now this is the second movie in the Blind Dead sort of collection of movies. There's 4 of them. This is the second one, and it's based in the same area as the first one. This is a Anchor Bay DVD edition. It's nothing sort of like special on this, apart from it's a part of me Blind Dead box set, which is that. So let's give you a little synopsis of the film. The film starts off again, this time with the I suppose it's back in time, and you've got the locals sort of getting ready to execute the Knight Templars. So they've tied them to these posts ready to sort of burn them, and this is sort of like giving you the sort of background to the story, I suppose.
Brujos del diablo, ahora pagaréis todos vuestros crímenes. ¡Asesinos! Miserables, creéis que nos habéis vencido, pero somos inmortales. Volveremos de las tumbas para vengarnos, y entonces no quedará en este pueblo piedra sobre piedra. Vamos a quemarle los ojos, por si acaso.
So the Knight Templars then put sort of like a curse on them, saying that they will come back and they will kill everybody. And anyway, then the Knight Templars all get burnt quite horrifically because they get their fire torches and they first of all burn out their eyes, and it was quite graphic. And then they sort of set them on fire, and then the film straight away cuts to the future, where we see this kind of like hunchback guy watching the local villagers preparing for a festival.
Vamos a ver ese muñeco. Falta la leña. Anda, ve a buscarla. Corre. Sí.
So they're preparing for a festival, which is like I suppose it's an anniversary of them when they sort of executed the Knight Templars in that sort of village area. And then you see the kids take off and start picking on that the hunchback, and he gets sort of they get stopped by a woman and a discount Freddie Mercury.
Cuando todos estén en la fiesta, iré a tu casa.
No, por Dios, espérame en la plaza.
Quiero estar a solas contigo.
Te he dicho que no.
Es nuestra oportunidad.
No vengas, que no te abriré.
We then cut to our hero arriving in the worst looking car in history. He arrives and apparently he's in charge of the fireworks.
¿Me ha contratado usted? En efecto, soy Duncan, el alcalde de Bolzano. ¿Ha traído el material? Sí, la camioneta está en camino. Da Costa, mi hombre de confianza. Vivian, mi prometida.
¿Qué hay, capitán?
¿Le conoces?
Me dijiste que pidiera informes.
Antes era capitán de ingenieros. Ahora me dedico a montar fuegos de artificio. Muy bien. Tomaremos un trago. Gracias.
¿Qué van a tomar?
Yo quiero un whisky solo. Whisky para todos.
Yo prefiero cerveza.
¿Qué están celebrando ustedes? La fiesta de la quema. Conmemoramos la victoria contra los caballeros orientales en el siglo XIV. ¿Desde entonces? Veo que tienen buena memoria. Fue el triunfo contra el honor de los brujos medievales.
We then cut to our hero sort of having a walk and a jibber jabber with the woman, and apparently there's some history between them.
Es que no esperaba verte en un pueblo como este.
Tengo que pensar un poco en el porvenir.
¿Estás ahorrando o es que piensas casarte con el alcalde?
Las dos cosas.
Ya veo que te has hecho una mujer práctica.
He reflexionado, eso es todo.
Una nueva Vivian, burguesa, respetable y con muchas fincas.
Algo así.
Es muy edificante.
Gracias por no descubrirme.
A veces la casualidad se vuelve irónica. Como esta de habernos encontrado en este pueblo.
No fue casualidad.
¿Qué quieres decir?
Inventé el informe de tu eficiencia.
¿Por qué?
Supongo que yo tengo un poco de culpa de tu situación actual.
Lo nuestro ha sido una experiencia. Lo demás son sensiblerías.
We then catch up with our hunchback. So our hunchback is watching our hero and his girl getting down to it.
Hell yeah.
They see him, and he sort of like tells them that, you know, why are you doing it here? Do you know where you are? And he explains to them about the dead Knight Templars.
Los muertos.
Esos están tranquilos. No molestan.
¿Tranquilos? ¿Usted cree? Tranquilos. Después de perder los ojos en horribles torturas. Pero esta noche... ¿Qué va a pasar esta noche? Volverán. Lo han prometido. ¿No recuerdan la leyenda? Sí, claro que la recordamos. Es un cuento para asustar a los niños. ¿Usted no lo cree? Nadie cree en la historia. Pero esta noche volverán.
Oye, este hombre está loco.
And as he explains to them about Knight Templars, we then cut back to a little bit of footage from the first film of them when they're just about to torture some girls there. So after that little flashback, within which is really gory, by the way, it gets really gory, that flashback, but also kind of funny because you can see that it's kind of not real. But anyway, it's really cool. And then we cut back to our couple and the hunchback, and they say, "Look, go away. We don't believe the story."
Cuento, y échese novia. Si ya la tengo.
We then see in the graveyard sort of smoke arising from the graves as our festival gets on the way.
Todo está tranquilo. ¿A dónde vas? Voy a bailar con mi mujer. Vete arriba y avísame si pasa alguna cosa. Bueno, si usted lo ordena.
So there's a bit of hostility now in the village between our hero and, like, I don't know if it's the mayor or whatever it is of the town, because I think the girl's supposed to be with him, but because there's a past between these two, they sort of reconciled that anyway. So there's a bit of hostility going on between them as our hero goes to dance with the girl.
Vuelta. No he querido perderme esta fiesta. Pues beba y diviértase. Se lo ha ganado. Venga. No, gracias. Prefiero bailar. Si me lo permite. Encantado. ¿Qué hacemos, Duncan? Déjale que baile hoy, pero mañana procura que esté bien lejos.
We then cut back to our hunchback who's at the graveyard, and then our zombies start arising from the grave with the same footage from the first film. And I quite like that. I think that's quite cool how they've sort of still used some of the footage from the first film. Instead of refilming something new, but oh well, we'll stick that in because so we get to see our zombies again as they were from the first film. Yeah, all they've done is add little clips in of like the hunchback into footage from the first film, and then we see the hunchback get grabbed by the foot. Meanwhile, while this is all going on, our discount Freddie Mercury is trying his luck again and trying to force himself upon that girl.
No, en mi cuarto no.
No sé dónde. Vamos.
Si se entera mi padre.
And he manages to get his way, and it's so weird because it's 1 minute they're fighting, the next minute they're in bed and he's like smoking afterwards, sort of thing. Anyway, they get a knock on the door.
¿Será tu padre?
No, tiene llave.
¿Algún vecino?
Todos han ido a la fiesta.
No será otro chico.
Pero escóndete, por Dios, si llegan a verte.
Vamos. Vamos.
¿Quién es? ¿Quién es?
Open the door. Anyway, so she goes to open the door. She doesn't want to open it because she doesn't know what it is, and then we see our zombies there. Anyway, so the guy then goes to the window and has a look and gets grabbed by one of them. So these two have come under our zombies and have been killed. So, what's going to happen? Are these zombie Knight Templars going to make their way to the festival? Is it going to be chaos, or is nothing going to happen? Is our hero going to save the day? You need to watch it and find out, because after this sort of bit, it turns into a little bit of survival kind of horror, as there is like a chaotic sort of like scene at the festival, and then a group of them sort of like go off to a building and lock themselves in, and it's like a survival horror. So what do I think of the film? It's amazing. It's brilliant. It's just as good as the first one. I did do a review on my channel of the first one, which is Tombs of the Blind Dead, which I think was amazing, fantastic. This one sort of carries on exactly the same place, and it uses a lot of the same zombie footage, like on horseback and stuff like that, coming out of the graves. It's the same footage that's in this one, so it's okay, fine. So that's cool. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. It was really funny. It was great fun. The zombies still look amazing. It's so cool. So the pluses of the film, it's just as good as the first one. It's the storyline is still cheesy and as good as the first one. The acting's still really, really poor and cheesy like the first one, so that's amazing. It's still, the zombies still look incredible. The gore is really, really cool. There's quite a bit of gore in that, which is quite good. Really enjoyed that. Negatives of the film, it ended. Again, it was such good fun, and it was kind of cool. The ending was a little bit naff, to be honest. But there again, it looked really good. The ending with the zombies looking really cool, but it just sort of ended really naffly. So that's a little bit of a negative, but it was an amazing, great fun film. So I'm going to score this an awesome watch, and I'm going to score it a 9 out of 10. It's fantastic, really, really cool. It was just as good as the Tombs of the Blind Dead, which I think I gave a 10 out of 10. And I think this is a 9 out of 10. I did prefer the first one a bit more, to be honest. And I think it lost the point just because of they used the footage from the first one in the second one for the zombies. But it was really cool. So that's 9 out of 10 for The Return of the Evil Dead. Any of you guys seen it? Let me know down below what you thought of it. Really cool. These Blind Dead films are really good fun. They really are cool. And the zombies are still some of the best looking zombies I've ever seen, because they're like almost like Skeletor, you know, like a skeleton sort of zombies with like bone hands and stuff. I love all that. It's very Scooby-Doo. I quite like that, so it's cool. So it's good to see that rather than our sort of blue looking zombies, you know. So it was quite actually good to actually look like these have been dead and decayed for hundreds of years. So they couldn't have had them looking like the blue zombies, because these Knight Templars are supposed to be hundreds of years ago, you know. So they've had to have decayed away to like almost bone, and it looks amazing. It looks cool. really great. And I will probably review the other two. I've got to now, haven't I? But they'll come a little bit later. Anyway, guys, till the next video, check out some horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, amazing channel. Check out the Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Designs, Pizzowell, I Am the Ice Lord, Sarah of Horror. The list is endless. Some great horror channels out there. Cat watches horror movies, all good channels. Until next time, guys, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.